Have you ever been punched in your motherfucking face? What you say? Oh, you haven't? All right, wait, bitch.
Welcome back to another episode of the Post Credit Clarity Podcast, the best podcast on earth. I'm here with Billy Hollick. What's up, Bill?
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's up?
What's
My
up,
name
dog?
is Zay. Man, honestly, this podcast is just gonna be like us talking about movies and shit. Know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy. So, Bill, you got anything? How you doing, man? How are you doing? First of all, let's talk about that. How are you doing?
No, I'm good, bro. I just, literally the day before we're recording this was one of the days out of the week that I worked 24 hours. So I got home, immediately passed out, and then just woke up like an hour ago.
So last night, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
You know how insane that is to work 24 hours? Like you have to like explain like your thought process to me as like a person that wants to work 24 hours.
As a
Like,
person who so what it is, right? So it typically one or two things happens. Like I'll either work a double at one job, which is 16 hours, and then I'll immediately go to another job, which is an 8-hour shift. So by the time I'm done and get home, that's like 24 hours of working, not including like transportation time, getting to and from each of these places. Um, yeah, nah. I do it because, we're slaves to capitalism, but I don't think that's necessarily this podcast. Where this is a movie podcast, not a yo, we're trying to recruit you to communism podcast. So I think I think
I mean, we could do it's not impossible to do both at the same time. There are communist movies out there.
I do think yo, coming soon, post credit clarity. Do you want to be communist? Yes or no?
Yo, we gotta change our logo, put a hammer and sickle up there.
Nah, facts, yo, make it red, yo.
Facts. Nah, but the pod today is gonna be a real cool, real laid back pod. We're not reviewing any movies or anything like that. We're just thinking about what is our most anticipated movie for the rest of 2026. There's a lot of good movies coming out, a lot of bad movies coming out, and I'm excited for both. So we do have Bill did look up, a little list. I think we're just gonna go through that list, talk about those movies, what we expect from those movies, and
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
yeah.
Before we get into it though, I did want to say like of the movies so far that came out this year, which ones like stood out to you?
Oh man. Okay. We could definitely do that. We could definitely do that. Number one, first movie that came to mind was Superman.
Okay.
Superman, I think Superman comes to mind because of the way that it not only affected me personally as a human being, but I think it
Right.
affected everybody that saw it for 30 seconds. I think everybody was just uplifted and had like mad hope for the world for like 2 minutes. And then we realized we still have Trump as president.
For
So
sure, for sure.
yeah, shit.
Nah, for like
You
however
know,
long that movie
yeah.
is, I think like 2 hours that movie is. Everybody was like, "Yo, honestly, we're all Superman on the inside." And
Yeah,
then,
oh God.
and then we
Yo, I
left the
could save
theater.
her.
I could save her is crazy. And then we left the theater and was like, "Oh shit!" But like Charlie Kirk died. Yo, like race war, yo.
Um, the other movie that I would say that stands out to me that nobody is talking about, but that's because it's for certain nerd cinephile moviegoers like me, is The Phoenician Scheme. That movie
Mm,
still stands like heavily in my brain as to like I'm a Wes Anderson fan. I like the
yeah,
movies that he drops. That movie kind of threw me for like a mind loop.
right,
The plot wasn't really like, ooh, it's crazy shit going on like Christopher Nolan and like Tenet or some shit like that.
right.
But it's more so the way that he attacked the storyline that it was like jumbled up. It was kind of like not in chronological order. Like things would happen
Mm-hmm.
and it would be I don't know. It would just be like it was just a weird viewing experience, but I still enjoyed it. So I think that's why it kind of sticks on my mind, just because of the way that the viewing experience was. But I still think it was a great movie.
Right. You know, it's funny. I didn't see the movie, but one of my
Damn.
homies is like a big Wes Anderson guy. And so he's been telling me like ever since it came out, like, yo, tap in, tap in, tap in. I've refused. But but now that I've heard like
Why do you refuse to tap into the Wes Anderson, yo?
nah,
Respect him.
honestly, it's not even a Wes Anderson thing. I'm a contrarian. So anytime somebody tells me to do something, I'm like, do I really
Mhm.
have to do that? And it just so happens that Wes Anderson is the subject of that contrarianism.
Yo, you got ODD? ODD?
ODD?
Yeah.
What the fuck is ODD? Please explain ODD.
That shit is oppositional defiance disorder. You good?
Oppositional defiance. Maybe I do. Yo,
Yeah.
diagnosis. First
You just
episode,
said
we just diagnosed.
Billy has ODD confirmed.
Yo, ODD, yo. ODD. Any other movies that had came out though that you were like, nah, this is fire?
Yeah, one last movie that came out was a movie earlier this year called Ash,
Mm,
starring this Spanish woman, I forget her name, but it also has Aaron Paul in it from
right,
Breaking Bad. And it's really a movie about how this it's like a space sci-fi type movie,
right,
obviously inspired by like the likes of Alien and like 2001 A Space Odyssey and shit,
right.
where they just go on a mission to this planet to try to find life because Earth is fucked up, which is a pretty regular plot. But I think what really stands out about this movie are the visuals.
Mm,
I think personally it has some of the best visuals we've seen to this year to date,
yeah,
like beating all the other like big movies that we were so excited for that also have great visuals. I think it was just really underrated. I think the problem is just it had like we're talking about maybe a movie like Wicked having no marketing. This movie really had no marketing, and it
right.
had a beloved star like Aaron Paul in it, and almost nobody heard of, or nobody that I know really talks about it. I only found out about it because I saw the poster. I thought it was cool, and then I watched the movie and I really liked it. So, yeah,
Found out
Ash.
about it by accident. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Nah, that's a good list. It's funny. The only one out of the list that I've seen is Superman. So maybe I gotta
hmm
go back, tap into Ash, and tap into the Phoenician scheme. But if I were
The
to
streets are
name,
saying I'm a better cinephile than you.
I
What they're saying.
guess,
What they're saying.
I
You know what I'm saying?
guess, yeah.
That's,
I'm gonna give you that. I'm
feel
gonna
me?
give you that. I feel like eventually, throughout like the mini episodes that we're gonna have, people are gonna realize that I'm the bigger cinephile. But I also don't like saying
Mm,
words that end in file. So, you know, we'll see. But the movies that I was looking at that had came out this year, one, you already know I'm gonna start with this. Sinners, obviously. Fantastic movie. I can't believe you didn't say it, to be honest with you. I feel like you were going for more niche. And really trying to
I was
like,
trying to be different.
yeah,
I was trying to be different.
you were trying to flex your knowledge real quick, but like honestly, Sinners coming out, that was such not only an amazing theater experience, but an amazing post theater experience. Like the way that everybody rallied behind that movie, gave different dissertations, celebrated it like on every level. To me, Sinners is like movie of the year, without a shadow of a doubt. Let me see the next one.
I Nah, I was just gonna say, Sinners was a really good movie. I think that the reason why I don't consider it one of like my most impactful movies of the year is because I didn't see it in theaters. And I'm like
Mm,
a real like stickler. Like the theater experience is totally different than like the at home experience. And
right.
it can like change the way that you feel about a movie. Like for example, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters, and
Yeah.
in theaters, I was like, man, that was a great movie. But I watch it back at the crib, and I'm like, bro, this movie is not that good, but it has like some good moments,
Right.
So it does not look good like age wise, but I think that's a big reason why Sinners didn't affect me the same way it affected like the rest of America. But I still saw like how successful it was, and I was hyped for that.
For
But
sure.
I think that's probably the fact that I pirated it illegally may have affected my experience.
Yo, FBI, arrest him now, yo. You know what's crazy? This is a side note. I was watching a DVD like the other day of like an old movie, and I seen like the commercial that they gave that like, yo, pirating is wrong, that they used to do back in the day. And bro, I was like, yo, look how far we strayed from God. Yo, like we used to be scared to pirate movies. Now this is such a normalized thing, yo. It's it's insane.
Pirating was so big back then because of I think it was like the music industry was going through bad pirating experience.
For sure, bro. For sure, bro. But it almost gave me a nostalgic feel. Like, damn, like I haven't seen a "Don't Pirate Movies" ad in so long, bro. But let me see.
Not a
Let me.
word, but what's your next movie?
The next movie is Magazine Dreams. Loved that movie.
Oh, brother.
Loved the
Jonathan Majors apologist over here. Jesus
yo,
Christ, bro.
loved that movie, bro. Obviously, Jonathan Majors went through what he went through, so it delayed the release of the film. But it finally like got life or whatever. Got a limited theater release. Went to go see it in theaters. Probably the most impactful movie that I've seen in the past decade, like within this new 2020 decade. And if like I remember a couple months ago, Times did a top 100 list, and they were like, "Yo, what is your top 10 of movies of all time?" Magazine Dreams was definitely in there, and I remember Zay giving me like a side eye, like, "Yo, Magazine Dreams just came out. There's no way out of all the years of watching movies that that's in your top 10." But it
No
definitely
way in
is, bro.
hell. I still don't believe you, but I'm letting you rock. Like,
Yeah, but nah, Magazine Dreams, bro, such an amazing movie, an amazing performance, bro. Just all around fire. And then if I were to have to give one more, I'd probably say F1. I'd probably put F1 in there. I think F1, a lot of people had criticism that F1 focused more on Brad Pitt than it did Damson, but to me I like that. To me, it gave this energy of passing the torch without all of the cachet of having like 3 or 4 movies in order to do that. But I think they did it so well that like if they make sequels to F1 focusing on Damson, like I'm here for it. Like I'm ready for Damson's F1 character to be his version of James Bond, and just him, just every movie is just him going through shit about racing. Like I'm ready for it.
I'll say this about F1. F1 is a movie that I appreciated way more after watching it like multiple times. Because the first time, I honestly I had like really high standards for F1 because I saw that Brad Pitt was in the movie, because I saw who was directing the movie, and because I know that Joseph Kosinski just did Top Gun Maverick. I'm like, this is about to be an amazing, amazing, amazing movie and an amazing experience. But I think the fact that I didn't find myself as emotionally invested in F1 as I wanted to be, that kind of ruined it for me. And I criticized Brad Pitt's performance specifically because I do think I do still feel this way, that Pitt's performance in the movie is not that good, but upon rewatching the movie, I appreciated the filmmaking of the movie way more than I appreciated it the first time. I think the racing parts of the movie that's some of the best like racing action we've ever seen
Yeah,
outside of like a movie like Speed Racer.
bro. I
That
was about
was
to,
that's honestly,
I was about to say like
yeah, nah, that's honestly amazing. Yeah.
you saying that the director who did Top Gun also did F1 made so much sense to me when you said it, because I didn't know that before, but that made so much sense because the racing in the movie, like, bro, it felt so alive. Like watching the movie, I was invested, and I didn't even watch it in theaters. That's how that to me makes the movie even better, because I didn't have the luxury of a theater experience, and I still was like locked in. I still was enamored by the racing scenes. I was still locked into the story. I love how they ended it. Like, bro, all around, just honestly one of the best movies that come out the year. I don't know what it if it broke even or if it made enough money to get a sequel, but I do think culturally
It did.
we need more F1.
Yeah, it actually did end up making like a lot of money at the box office because I think first off it was because of the marketing. The marketing budget was insane. Also, they spent like hella money. Apple spent hella money on this movie, knowing that they would try to like make it a hit or whatever. And
Right.
it worked. It was one of the better blockbusters of the summer overall. I think my my criticisms with F1 are still the same, but I do appreciate it more. And it does, like, the director of Top Gun Maverick directing this is very funny because Top Gun Maverick is actually like a legacy sequel. F1 also feels like a legacy sequel, but there's no like original movie.
Right.
It feels like there's a
Yeah.
movie in the 90s that came out that was original to this, but yeah.
Yeah, it gave us that's what I'm saying. Like it gave us that feeling of passing the torch without having to spend the millions of dollars it takes to like manufacture that through like real movies. That's what made me feel like, yo, this story deserves to continue being told because like you gave us what we needed. You gave us exactly like what the people yearn for. Like we yearn for like series to continue going and ongoing stories. Like you see it with the Fast and Furious, obviously is
Yeah.
the biggest example, but then you also see it with like the Creeds and how you started from Rocky and was able to like switch that over to Creed's son and just continue going. Like we love continuous stories. We love seeing like things develop throughout life, man. And I think this has the potential to be one of those. Um, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they give it a chance. It's a new Hollywood. I think if this came out in the 90s, like you said, or maybe the 80s, we would have three F1s minimum.
I do think another F1 sequel is coming just because of how big. I think that the impact of Damson Idris in that this being his first like time being in the movie scene, like the actual movie scene. He's been on TV. We've seen him on TV. We're like, okay, this guy is good, but there's a different level that you reach once you start, hitting the movies
For sure.
and you start, actually being good in the movies and those things start being successful.
For
Now,
sure.
like people like who didn't know who Damson Idris was at all, like maybe my mom, now she knows him. Now when I mention that maybe he's gonna be the next Black Panther, she's excited.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now, yeah,
so it's not just
there's
it's not
cachet
just people
attached
who
to
are
his name now and stuff like that. It's honestly,
exactly, exactly.
it sounds like we might have to do a F1 episode because I want to spend the next hour talking about the story, but I know we have other stuff planned. But we coming
Yeah.
soon might be a F1 episode, yeah.
Yeah, maybe and maybe I could get deeper into my criticisms of F1 because you like it way more than I do.
I love
So
it.
that would be an interesting episode for sure.
I love it. But so we talked about the movies that we've seen so far this year that we loved. Now we're gonna transition into the movies that are coming out for the rest of the year that we're kind of anticipating. So I can go first if you want me to, Zay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. One that I'm for sure anticipating, only because of the marketing behind it, who the specific actor is. Like I do think this is a make or break film for him. The Smashing Machine. Like I'm ready to go see that in theaters the moment it drops.
Nah, the Smashing Machine. I think that I saw that it got 15-minute standing ovation at the
Yeah,
Venice Film
nah.
Festival. They're saying it's a banger.
I don't like that, bro. The standing ovation at the film festivals to me, like at one point it meant something, but it happens so often now. I really feel like it's performative. Like I don't think like that means nothing to me anymore. Like when I first
Bro,
seen that,
The Rock. I was just gonna say The Rock was crying. How could it be performative, bro?
bro.
What are you talking about? He was
Yo, I keep
crying.
telling people, yo, The Rock is the greatest actor in the world, bro, but nobody ever wants to believe me. Yeah. The The Rock is the greatest actor. And I do think this movie is like when I said a make or break, like I think this determines whether or not we take The Rock's filmography serious. Because I think even The Rock himself has said, like, yo, I've taken, the easy, not the easy route, obviously, because it takes hard work, but my focus has been blockbuster films. And to a lot of people, those blockbuster films don't tell us that you're good at your craft. That just tells us you're good at being The Rock on screen. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that
Right.
this being marketed as, no, The Rock is really acting, he's really diving into this character, is like a make or break to put him in the echelons of a John Cena or Dave Bautista, like of these wrestlers who turned to acting and took it serious. Because if we're ranking wrestlers turned actors, The Rock is at the lowest, to be honest.
Right. He
Even though
is.
he has the money, like he has the $1 billion movies, to me he's at the lowest.
Yeah, because you look at all those other actors, they all have like serious dramatic roles that we take serious. Like
Right.
Dave Bautista in Blade Runner is some of the best acting that we've ever seen from a wrestler. John Cena as Peacemaker, we respect that role.
We
We
do.
respect that because John Cena is he's probably Dave Bautista said this in an interview recently, but John Cena is one of the only people in the world that could play Peacemaker the way that he plays him. Nobody else could actually do
Yeah,
that.
it's a
So
mixture of John Cena's like acting ability and his ability to be in his comedic timing. Like I think that gets lost on a lot of
correct.
people is John Cena's like comedic acting to where like the Peacemaker role is the perfect combination of that, and I think that's why he thrives so well in doing it. So I do agree.
Correct. So
Um, let
what's
me
your next
see.
movie?
Next movie that I am anticipating. That's a good question. Um, to be honest with you, looking at the list that I have right here in front of me, like I think that might be the only movie I'm anticipating, to be honest. I mean, I could say like Now You See Me, Now You Don't, but that's really because like that's a legacy film. Like this is their
Yeah.
what? This is their third movie in the series or fourth movie in the series. Like, yeah, I grew up watching Now You See Me, so they could release anything and I'd go to watch it. So that's probably my next anticipated film. But right now it's really just a Smashing Machine, and that's it, honestly.
Okay. Well, let me start my list then. My first movie, and it's funny that you mentioned the Smashing Machine is your most anticipated because my most anticipated is done by the brother of Benny Safdie, Josh Safdie,
Mm,
Marty Supreme.
I forgot about
Marty
that.
Supreme,
Yeah,
I think, is going to be a fucking banger. It's going to be a banger, bro. And the reason why I know this is because like Tim Chalamet, bro, the way that that speech changed my life. When he was on stage talking about I want to be the greatest, we don't see actors do that, bro. We see actors like thank their family, we see them thank their, the people that they work with. We
right,
don't see them like kind of like similar to competitive aspect in sports. We don't see them say like I want to be the greatest actor that I've ever seen. I look up to the greats and I want to be better than them. That
right.
I thought that was amazing. And honestly, I've been a Tim Chalamet fan for a long time, ever since The King came out on Netflix when he gave that great performance.
That was a good
There's a
performance.
speech. Yeah, there was a speech in The King that really like changed my whole perspective about like who my favorite like youngest actors are, and Tim Chalamet rose up that list because of The King. And Marty Supreme, the trailer was great. I love the fact that we're getting a movie about tennis, bro. Tennis movies are there. I ain't gonna lie right now, bro. In the 2020s, tennis movies are 3 for 3.
Are they? I
They're
know
3 for 3.
Challengers came out. What was the other one? Oh, King
King Richard,
Richard. Yeah, I can't believe I
King
forgot
Richard.
about that. Yeah,
Tennis, yeah, bro. Tennis movies are cooking right now, which is why I'm super excited for Marty Supreme to come out. Well,
yeah.
actually, this is ping pong. My fault. It's
I
ping
was about
pong.
to. I was gonna
But
say,
still, same
like, you
same
confused me.
idea.
You confused me for a second. No, you said no. I think it's funny that you corrected Marty Supreme being a ping pong movie because as you were saying that, I was like, wait, is it a tennis movie? I could have swore that John was ping pong. But like, I think it being ping pong will lit. Ugh. Hold on. Jesus. I think that Marty Supreme being a ping pong movie will lead to its success more than it would if it were a tennis movie. And I
Also,
think I think
explain that.
because ping pong is the closest that we're gonna get on film to represent the current like paddleball wave that's happening, that's taking over the world. And I think a bunch of people who play paddleball who like support that will be like, well, this is close enough. We're tapping in. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna bring in a certain niche that hasn't been brought out to the movies before.
For sure.
So yeah,
And because but like while again we can agree ping pong and paddleball are two different things, like I said, it's the closest we've got to a representation of that and of that feeling. So I think they're gonna come out in droves to support this. So I do think it'll be a success.
yeah, man. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Marty Supreme. I do think it's gonna be better
Better
than
is
the
crazy.
Smashing Machine. I'm really invested in Marty Supreme being better than the Smashing Machine because I don't want The Rock's career. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit need to go downhill. But as for my next movie, and this one I'm more worried about as I see more footage. As I see more footage of Tron Ares coming out, I get way more worried. As a big fan of Tron Legacy, when that movie came out, that came out in like the height of the young adult era where we got like a ton of movies, The Hunger
True.
Games, Twilight, that other one with the girl, and there was a bunch of, they were supposed to do jobs and shit when
I think it
I
was
don't know.
Divergent.
That fucking movie. Yeah, Divergent and shit. Also had The Giver, another young adult
That
movie.
was a good movie.
Um in that era, I think Tron Legacy kind of did it the best to me personally
Okay.
because of, and this is gonna, when you hear this, you're gonna be like, holy shit. But the same guy that directed Top Gun Maverick directed Tron Legacy.
Yo, who is this nigga? Yo, what the fuck?
Yo, he's one of I
Yo,
swear to
he's
God,
the GOAT. Yo, he's the greatest
this nigga's
director
one of
of
the
all
greatest.
time. Yo, who is this man? Yo.
Joseph Kaczynski, I owe you a lot, bruh. I owe you a lot. You changed my life twice.
That's
Um,
insane, bro. What
Tron
the fuck?
Legacy, Tron Legacy was such a good movie. It was such a good movie. I was so enamored with the world of Tron while I'm watching that movie. I think that's one of the best things about Tron is the world, and I think that's one of the most underutilized things about Tron is the world. I think it could be as big. I think this is just me, personal take, personal bias. Tron could be as big as Star Wars if Disney invested enough into Tron. I think the world is
Mm.
so cool, and you can do so much with that landscape, with the idea of computer programs and humans controlling computer programs, and them having their own world and stuff like that. You can do so much with that idea that the reason why this new movie is starting to worry me is because it seems like it's just doing the same thing that Transformers 4 did with the dinosaurs and shit, when that one guy was creating he took the Transformers, um he took their shit and then created his own, and he was like, "Oh, we're going to make the greatest soldiers of all time." And it's
Yeah.
like that's such a boring plot
Bro,
to do
Transformer
as
4,
compared to like Tron Legacy or the first Tron even.
Transformers 4 with like the beast and shit. So when I watched that and I left that film saying this was one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen. It literally, it didn't know what type of movie it wanted to be. At first it was a Transformers movie, then it became Fast and Furious, then it became Avengers out of nowhere. Like the nigga became Iron Man midway through the movie. And I was just like, bro, what am I watching right now, bro? That was such a clusterfuck, bro.
I was a kid, so at first I was like, "Oh, this is gas, bro. What are you talking about? Like Optimus Prime is riding a dinosaur. What the fuck you mean this shit not fire?" But as you watch it more and more often, it's like, bro, nah, this movie is actually fucking terrible. Not to get into, a Transformers tangent and
But
why
yeah,
I am pissed.
just comparing it wise, like
Yeah,
Sean
yeah,
Aries
yeah, and
is
why
set
I'm
up.
pissed at.
Yeah, Tron is set up to be like a clusterfuck, and I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with you. I'm not a big Jared Leto guy. So anytime I see him in a movie,
Exactly. That was the next thing I was gonna mention.
yeah, I don't think it'll be a good film. Like if I see him on the casting, I'm like, do I watch this or do I just ignore this?
What kills me is that the world, everything in the trailer, and just comparing it to Tron Legacy because that's the last fucking movie that came out. All right, just comparing it to Tron Legacy, everything in the trailers and everything that I see of the world looks way less interesting than Tron Legacy did. The way that Tron Legacy, created that world, it was very interesting. I wanted to be a part of that world. When I look at Tron Ares, it's just like the way it's just like super like cookie cutter.
Yeah.
With I think there was one shot of them showing like the grid again,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like it just looked like a normal like fucking El Dorado like place. It
Yeah.
looked fucking normal. And the other thing that kind of worries me about this is the fact that Jeff Bridges is still alive somehow. The nigga he died in the last one, and somehow he's gonna come back to do member berries on in the next one. Like what the fuck? Like in the first movie, I'm not the first movie, but in Tron Legacy, his character served a purpose. There was a reason why he was there. He
Right.
was this god type figure that abandoned what he created, which is super fucking interesting.
Right.
Super fucking interesting. Now it just seems like
You
I
know,
don't know what reason he could have to
you know
be
what I
in the
think
movie if they're going with the AI version of this.
I was about to say, you know what I think you know what I think his storyline in the movie is. I have no idea, but I think it'll, like you said, I have no previous research, so I think it'll be like a specific coded version of him, not the actual him that bro finds, because in the trailer I think they alluded to him being like, well, they alluded to his storyline being like, well, am I truly human? Am I truly code? Like, what am I type thing? And I think on his journey to finding that, he'll run across this like leftover code of bro, and then he'll try to have a conversation with it and stuff like that, and it'll end up being futile to like the overall arc. But I really think they're just gonna shoehorn bro in there just to have like, oh, remember him? Like just to have that cachet
Yeah,
of like, no, see, look, he's
I'm
in the movie.
yeah. And I'm so sick, bro. I'm so sick because I love Tron. And if this movie isn't good, we're probably never getting anything Tron for like 20 plus years. It's not happening, bro. It's cooked. It's cooked.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
God
bro.
damn it, bro.
Your light up bikes is cooked. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. Your light up bikes is definitely
Fuck,
cooked.
bro. I should have 5 Tron games by now, bro. 5 Tron games. I should have Tron comics to read, nigga. Tron books, all that shit, bro. I should have everything, bro. Fuck you, Star Wars niggas, bro. Your shit not even that good, and you got all this shit going on.
I'm not gonna
All
lie.
right, bro.
I'm not.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna lie. They bastardize Star Wars all the time. Like I'm surprised Star Wars fans are still watching, bro, because they retcon so many things, bro. It's insane.
I'm a Star Wars fan personally, and them niggas are literally insane.
Yeah.
Mentally, like they have a problem. But I don't want to talk too much about Tron Ares, man. I'm gonna move on to a more fun, more exciting movie that is definitely 100% gonna be good. Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Yes, yo,
Avatar: Fire
yes.
and Ash is going to be gas. James Cameron, listen, you had to convince me. The first Avatar, I don't even think is that good. I think it's overrated. I
Yeah.
think it's insane that the first Avatar is in like best box office of all time. Like, what the fuck are we?
Well,
The
hold
first
on.
Avatar?
You
Are
gotta
we?
remember, I think the first Avatar came out what, 2012 or something like that. Like at the time, it was marketed as, yo, this is a film unlike any that you've ever seen. Like visually, this will break movies. Like this will like that's what the marketing was for Avatar. Like they did so good at marketing this world that we're about to enter that like I remember going to see that and it being like a packed theater. Plus it came out around a time where people were still going to the theaters. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah,
you have to put that into context. Also, it's not a bad movie. Like it's there
it's not bad.
we could have critiques of the film, but it is like a solid film.
Yeah, it's cool, but I just think like when you compare it to like other like movie theater experiences, I'm like, bro, this is.
I'm not gonna
But
lie,
type
bro.
shit.
Hold on.
I didn't see it in the
I was
movies.
about
I
to
didn't
say,
see it
I'm
in the
not gonna
theater.
lie.
So never mind. Let me shut the fuck up.
As somebody who's
Yeah.
seen it in theaters, like I remember being in the theater, I saw it in 3D. Bro, that to me is definitely top 10 movie experiences just because like bro, you were enamored by the colors, by the world, everything, bro. It was insane.
Now, I was skeptical because of Avatar not being that good and I think it being overrated. I was skeptical of The Way of Water. I was
Right.
skeptical. But then I watched the movie and I'm like, it doesn't really matter if like the plot is not hitting on all cylinders.
Right.
The way that this is executed is one of like the greatest movie achievements like ever. Like just watching that and it still being like an enjoyable, watchable experience and it being as beautiful as it was, Avatar Fire and Ash, I have no less expectations for. I'm not skeptical anymore. I know
Right.
it's going to
You're
be a
locked in.
banger. I know it's going to be a banger.
Do you,
Yeah, exactly.
do you know
I
how
know.
many movies he has planned under the Avatar John?
He's starting to piss me off because Avatar: The Last Airbender is mad as fuck that their nachos are gone.
That is true.
But yes, I know he has like mad
Yeah,
shit
like
planned.
this potentially is like, I know that he wants it to be his like magnum opus, because these are ideas that he had like 30 years ago. So like I want Fire and Ash to be good so that we can continue getting these movies. Like I want them to be as profitable as possible so that I can continue to live within this world that's being built in front of us.
I saw the I saw the Fire and Ash trailer before Fantastic Four, and I like Fantastic Four a lot. I think that the Fire and Ash trailer is second to like that Fantastic Four, that sequence in Fantastic Four where they they're flying in the black hole and shit. The
Yeah.
second best part of that movie going experience was the Avatar Fire and Ash trailer.
Mm,
Second to the 10 minutes when they're in the in space and running away from Galactus and shit. That
yeah.
shit was amazing. But the Fire and that's no disrespect to Fantastic Four. I'm an MCU stan, all right? I'm not dissing Fantastic
No,
Four.
it's okay.
That's just how good
This
I think
Fantastic Four, yo, it's okay. We
no, I'm not. I can't do it, bro. Especially not while it's recorded and people have proof of me dissing Fantastic. I can't do it, bro. But but I will say
Nah, it's okay. I'll do
the
it for
Fire
you,
and Ash
bro.
trailer was amazing.
No, I'll do
Was
it for you,
amazing.
yo. Let me go. Billie
Fuck this guy.
Holiday. Billie Holiday, did you like Fantastic Four? Zay, no, not at all. It sucked. Those are real messages, guys. That's all right. I got you, Zay.
That's definitely my voice for sure. 100%. 100%. That's my voice. Yeah. Okay. Last I have one final movie that I'll do here, and
Yeah,
then we could get to like what we're watching currently and shit.
for sure.
The final movie that I have is now we're recording this in before this movie comes out. When this pod comes out, I think this movie will be out. But One Battle After Another. I'm super
Mm,
excited to go see this movie in
yeah,
theaters. I've seen the reviews. It seems great. I'm a big Leonardo DiCaprio fan.
for sure.
I haven't seen any of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies, but I know like just by like movie going people that like people think that he's like really good, a really good director.
Yeah.
So I am excited for this. Also, they say that Chase Infinity, I think she's the daughter in the movie,
Uh-huh.
she has a breakout performance.
I will
And I'm
say,
always excited for when we get new black women.
I was about to say, shout out black women, yo. Moment of silence for
Right.
great
Yeah.
black women.
Yep.
All
We
right,
got
bet that
Chase
was
Infinity
perfect.
in this. We got Tiana Taylor.
Yes,
Tiana
another great black
Tiana
woman,
Taylor is in this as well. Yeah, Tiana Taylor's in this as well. So I do have to go see this movie in theaters. If I don't see nothing else for the rest of the year, I have to go see
for
this
sure.
one simply for the black women.
Honestly, honestly, I'm excited to see it too. It's funny. This is one of the few times that I was like half paying attention to the trailers when I was seeing it. So I really don't know what it's about. But all my movie, like you said, all the people who know movies and love movies are telling me that Paul is amazing. Obviously, I see
Yeah,
Leo, so I'm tapping in. And then I see beautiful black women. So yeah. No, I'm there.
go Leo. One of the Leo, the greatest actor of all time, some say. Oh.
Some would say, but others would probably, I think a majority would say Denzel. I don't know.
That's their opinion. That's their
I
opinion.
think
So,
maybe I think maybe there was a competition that was had that I don't know. We
no,
pit,
I don't think that ever happened.
that they were pit against each other scene
I
for
don't
scene. And if my
I
memory
don't think that ever happened,
recalls,
but
I think Denzel won, but I've just, I'm older, so I don't know.
nah. I don't think that ever happened, but that would be a great idea if we ever did do that to
Nah, you're
do a
right.
versus of actors. That would be a fire idea.
Mm,
But I think you're going through Discord psychosis a little bit.
nah, that's
What are
true.
you watching currently, Billy?
What am I watching currently? Yo, I have to shout out two very specific shows, bro. Gen V and Alien Earth, bro. That's what I'm
Oh
currently
shit.
watching.
Oh shit.
Gen V, so far at the time of this recording, It's 3 episodes in, bro. Like, um, R.I.P. to my guy who sadly passed away. They've been dealing with that in the first 2 episodes. I do think that's going to be a theme throughout the rest of this season, is like integrating that into it, especially because his father came to work at the university. So that's always going to be like a theme throughout the show. But so far, man, I'm ready. Like the way that they have it set up, the way that, the characters have evolved from season 1 to now, like, yeah, this is going to be a great season. I'm hoping that they continue to do Gen V even after The Boys so that we can get all 4 years of college with these characters. That's what I'm really hoping for. But yeah, Gen V definitely in my recommended, bro. If you're not watching, you're missing out on quality TV and you probably suck.
The one thing I will say about Gen V is Gen V got me reignited for the boys universe.
Yeah,
I was watching the boys and I'm like, bruh, this shit is getting kind of stale, bruh. Like I get it. You guys are, you're critiquing the right. I get it, which is like I'm not against critiquing the right,
for sure.
but there's a point in which like there of some of their fans it was very not aware, they were not aware of the point that they were being critiqued, so they then turned the show into, they made it less and less subtle of what they were critiquing, and then that eventually made the show less enjoyable for me. Also, I will say that just me personally, I know other people are like that, are like big fans of the boys, that are like, yeah, nah, I love that shock value shit. Yo, when you're exploding dicks on screen, respectfully, you know what I mean? Like it gets to a point. It gets to a point. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing a lot of, and like Gen V even had this same thing where she jumped inside of the dick,
Yeah.
and I was
There's
that was
literally
rough. That was a
there
rough
was
watch.
literally a scene in, I think it was the latest episode, where two of the main characters are fighting. They bust through a college dorm and you see like a naked guy on all fours, and then you're like, why is this like, what's he doing? Is he stretching? And then when they leave, you literally see another guy like coming out of his ass. Like it's insane. Like slowly coming out. And he's like, yo, what happened? They're like, yeah, I think you need a new wall or something. And then they just keep going. I'm like, yo, guys, yo, we get it, yo. Like, we
Yeah,
get it, bro.
like
But it almost does
they they
feel
they
like,
love they love dick jokes.
but it almost feels like their signature at this point. Like, like at least every other episode, if not every episode, there's gonna be something that's like, what the fuck did I just see? But at this point,
Yeah,
that's their
yeah,
signature. So I focus more on the story rather than shock value. I think when I first watched it, the shock value like shocked me. It worked. But because you get so like used to this being the boy style, I don't even blink twice anymore. I'm just like, oh yeah, he was in his ass. Okay, cool. And then keep it pushing. Like,
yeah. What's kind of like a tangent that I will say about the boys, that I do like about the boys, is the fact that it is so like dark and dreary and
yeah,
nasty, that when I go see movies like Superman and Fantastic Four, it makes me feel better about those movies in retrospect. The fact that they are so like lighthearted and hopeful.
yeah,
So yeah, I shout out to the boys for that, for making me enjoy the MCU and DC more. I'll say that.
yo, yo. Is there superhero fatigue? This might be a tangent, but do you think
Oh,
there's
brother.
superhero fatigue?
I don't think people are gonna say that superhero fatigue exists. I don't think goddamn. I don't think superhero fatigue exists. What I think exists is bad movie fatigue, and the fact that there are too many characters being introduced fatigue, and we're
Right.
not following enough of the same characters fatigue, because and this is going to be more so about the MCU rather than DC, because DC has not been, before Superman. DC was very like disconnected, and it
For
wasn't like
sure.
following like a valid like storyline or anything like that. They were just introducing characters just for the fuck of it. Like they, at the end of that Flash movie, bro, why the fuck am I looking at George Clooney Batman? Hmm? Question mark?
Cause yo, it's a
Answer that
nod,
question
yo.
for
It's
me.
a nod, yo. He played
No,
Batman,
no,
yo. Come
question mark,
on,
bro.
yo.
If that movie does well, George Clooney Batman is going to be in more. So like you can't tell me it's just a nod, nigga. Nah,
Yo,
nah,
let
but
them nod to the past, yo. You wasn't there for George Clooney Batman's. I wasn't either, but like retrospectively, I was there, yo. I had the VHS, yo. He had sauce, yo. Come on.
okay. Be that as it may, nigga. The thing the thing I will say is that that's one of the criticisms that I do have for the MCU these past like 4 years. Like they're introducing characters and they're not like doing like sequels with these characters and making us love these characters over time. I think that in the beginning of the MCU when it was doing well, when people were super excited, and not to compare it because I hate when niggas do this. They act like when the MCU, the first three MCU phases were like, oh, they just hit on every fucking movie. They didn't hit on every fucking movie. The problem was they forced those characters down our throats. We had we had two Thor movies before Civil War. We had three Iron Man movies. We had two Cap movies. We had Ant-Man movie. We had like mad consistent like sequels of our main characters that we care about. We were getting sequels of those. Now for when this new phase starts and they want to introduce new characters that we like, people like Shang-Chi, people like Florence Pugh's character Yelena. You know, people like these new characters. People's kind of like Captain America, but you know, it depends on who you ask. These characters just got sequels way too late, and that's due to a multitude of reasons. Some in their control, some not in their control. But it's not like a superhero fatigue thing because when you look at movies as a whole, like superhero movies are still like by far like the movies that still do well, you know, compared to like these midder movies, these mid-market movies, I mean, that come out
Right.
compared to like any other movies that come out. Superhero movies are still like top dog, you know. So I don't it's not superhero fatigue. It's we have to make good movies and we have to keep these characters coming back fatigue. That's
For
kind of
sure.
why I think like the next people say Superman underperformed, people say Fantastic Four underperformed a little bit. The next Superman movie is going to make $1 billion. The next Fantastic Four movie is probably going to make 800 900 million dollars when it comes out
You think so?
because people like these characters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like look at Jurassic World. That those movies are not good,
They're
but people
not.
want to
Yeah.
see. People know that people want to see like dinosaurs fighting. They know what the first Jurassic World gave them, and so they want to go see that in theaters again and again and again because it's like something that they know. They didn't know Fantastic Four was not a known commodity. Even Superman, even though we were excited for it, that was not a known commodity.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
Deadpool and Wolverine, if you look at that, that was a known commodity.
Right. I definitely agree with you. Like it's never gonna leave human psychology to be like, hey, I know these characters. I'm willing to take time out of my day. Even back in the day, like early, like with plays, like people had to know the plot or they weren't coming. And that's part of what made somebody like
Yeah,
Shakespeare as great as he was, because he was giving them new stories that they were like, well, we fuck with Shakespeare, so it's probably gonna be good type shit. Like it's been ingrained in human psychology. Like we want to know that this is worth watching, and you have to tell us that it is, which is why again, fast forward hundreds of years later, we were like in a fucking sequel, a horror film where it felt like we were only using like IPs that were known and shit like that. And we've kind of gotten a little bit out of that, but that still doesn't leave us to where like this year. You are right. I do think specifically with superheroes as well. I do think if another Fantastic Four comes out, or like how they're planning like putting these characters in other Marvel movies, people will be like, "Oh, okay, cool. I know these characters. I'm excited to see it."
right. Yeah. My whole thing is that like when Spider-Man Brand New Day eventually comes out and like people like compare the numbers to like Fantastic Four and Superman because Spider-Man Brand New Day is probably gonna make $1 billion because No Way Home made $1 billion. Far From Home did pretty well, and then Homecoming also did pretty well. So like when Spider-Man Brand New Day makes $1 billion, people are gonna compare it to Superman and be like, oh, see, look, James Gunn bad, or they're gonna compare it to Fantastic Four and be like, oh, like da da da. T. But it's just the fact that people know these Spider-Man movies. They know Tom Holland. They know the fact that they're gonna get a good theater viewing experience.
Right.
So yeah, I'm
Nah,
hyped,
for
man. I'm
sure.
hyped. I'm hyped for the future. of superhero movies. Let's go, man. Nerds, we still on top, nigga.
Yo, you're insane, bro. So that was Gen V, something I'm currently watching. Another thing that I'm currently watching is Alien Earth. Alien
Shit.
Earth, bro. I'm gonna say this right now. Is Alien Earth a good show? No. Will it get another season? Probably not. But because I'm so locked in to just the Alien verse and its story and like what it represents, you know what I'm saying, through all of these movies, like the IP of Alien movies, because I'm so wrapped into that world and I love it. Like, if the Alien movies is my Star Wars, like, or for lack of a better word, the Alien movies are my Tron. Like, imagine if Tron worked out. Like, I think it would be just as big as the Alien movies and not a Star Wars level. But like the story, the fucking lore in those films is like such amazing thing that when Alien Earth first dropped, I was excited. However many episodes we're in now, that excitement has waned only because the story sucks. But I love just watching I love just watching alien lore on my screen. So I'm gonna finish the season. It definitely will not get a second season. One and done. But you know, hey, I'm excited. That's what I'm currently watching. Yeah, I'm excited.
That's so funny to me because I thought the first couple of episodes, while I thought they were like, a little bit, I thought that they had something that they could build on.
That is
I thought that
true.
they had something, and
I
then
gave I gave the
I
first I gave the first 3 episodes a pass because I was like, nah, yo, they build into it, y'all. Like, yo, they building, yo.
yeah,
Like,
right,
yo, let it
right. That's what
build,
I thought
yo.
too.
And then it just didn't build. And I'm like, yo, what are
It
you
didn't build.
doing? It
What's
didn't
funny is
build.
that my my other like movie friends who like watch movies and shit like that and they're like locked in and shit. The first 2 episodes they text the other Discord that I'm in. They're like, "Yo, you gotta watch Alien Earth, bruh. You gotta watch Alien Earth." The third episode come out. They're like, "You still should watch Alien Earth." And since that third episode, they have not texted the
Bro, I'm
Discord
trying to
talking
tell
about
you,
Alien Earth. So
bro.
that kind of
Bro, I was so
that kind of
bro.
let me
I
know like what
seen
type time it was
I
on.
seen the trailer for Alien Earth, I think last year. Like, and I was like, holy shit, like what the fuck? We're getting an alien TV show? Like, I was excited. And then that excitement continued. Every time I was reminded that there was an alien TV show coming out, I was like, oh my God, yes, this is about to be the greatest thing ever. We're finally, again, similar to your Tron thing, we're finally, about Alien is finally about to get like its just due on the mainstream level to where people are going to realize this is the greatest franchise of all time. And granted, Alien doesn't lack fan base. Like, there are fans of it, but I do feel like it should be getting more. You know what I'm saying? Like, people should be into it more than people are. And I thought this was a show to do it, and it didn't. It fell flat. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm finishing the season, so this opinion could change. They have room to change my opinion, but yeah, now they're cooked.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel the same way. I feel your pain because nigga, the Tron Reddit is me and a bunch of 50-year-old white dudes, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not I'm not gonna lie. It's rough over there, bruh. I feel like we should have more of a fan base, but it's just me and Larry and Steve, bro, and we chilling, and it
Y'all over
shouldn't be
there
that way. It
vibing.
shouldn't be that way, but yeah,
Yo,
we vibing,
you're
bro.
a victim, yo. You're a victim.
Yo, you seen Jeff Bridges' new outfit in the Tron
Yo,
trailer, bro? You hype?
yo, they're taking advantage of you, nigga. That is not okay. That shit is
Nah,
insane.
but I'll get to what I'm watching currently. Recently I've been watching like a lot of like older cartoon TV shows that are like adult cartoons, but they're like good fucking cartoons that
Yeah.
are more so under the radar. I've sent some of them in the Discord before, like just 10 hours of like the same show. I've sent it in the Discord and nobody replied. I was like, type shit for
Oh,
sure. I'm trying to put y'all on.
are you talking about
Nobody.
downtown, yeah? Are you talking about that?
Okay, it's not just downtown. It's not just downtown. Even though I finished downtown, downtown is amazing,
It
and I
is.
found somebody else that watches downtown, so I'm having the time of my life. But number two I will say I watched this show called Home Movies. It's about this kid named Brendan Small. He's
Yeah,
one of the best characters I've ever seen. He's like Greg from Diary of a Wimpy Kid if he was 8 years old. And I honestly, me personally, I not only sympathize, but I relate to that so much.
yeah,
Being like the nigga that is like kind of mean a little bit, but
yeah.
like has dreams that he's trying to accomplish,
Right.
but nobody else could see it because you're kind of mean.
Oh,
Like
so
that's
so
fire,
you
bro.
relate to being like an asshole. Okay, got you. I mean, let me
I,
line
I
that
wouldn't
up.
say I wouldn't use those words specifically, but I do relate. I do relate to Greg Heffley, and I do relate to this kid, Brendan Small. The show is called Home Movies, and basically Brendan's whole like thing is that he wants to become one of the greatest directors of all time,
Right,
and every single episode is the side plot is him filming a movie with his friends, and then there's like an A plot of some weird school shit
right.
happening. I think my favorite thing about home movies is the voice acting
Yeah,
specifically. That's another thing that I also liked about Downtown
for
is the
sure.
fact that like the conversations are so real. It feels like I'm watching a podcast, but it's like, drawn and
Visualized.
animated
Yeah.
and stuff. Kind of like what we're doing a little. Nah, but it
Yo,
feels
that's
like
too meta,
it's like
yo.
I'm
Hold
watching
on,
a
yo.
podcast. Too meta, bro. Too meta.
Yo, you almost broke the system,
Nah, but
yo.
it,
Hold
it does
on.
feel like, yo, they almost shot me, bro.
They
But it
almost
does
Charlie
feel like
Kirk'd
I'm
you,
watching
yo.
a podcast.
That's being bleeped. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, nah, it does feel like I'm watching a podcast. It feels like I'm watching like two people have like real conversations and people go through real like situations and things and stuff like that. And the other show that I watch a lot is this other show that I send in Discord called Moral Oral. And
Yeah, yeah.
this one is way more depressing, way more
Mm-hmm.
dreadful, but I think it's kind of like enlightening a little bit about like what everyone is dealing with and
For
like
sure.
like how trauma hits people in different ways.
Isn't
And that's like something that I can also relate to. What's up?
isn't more oral an Adult Swim, John? Or am I
Correct.
tripping?
It is an
Yeah,
adult swim
yeah,
show. It is an adult swim show. I think Home Movies was too,
yeah.
but not Downtown. That
If
was
we're
MTV.
talking about Adult Swim shows that you should watch, bro, you should definitely check out Shivering Truth. Amazing, bro. Amazing show.
Shivering Truth.
Yeah, you gotta tap in, bro.
Mm,
It's an amazing
I'm
show.
I'm
It's
locked.
like
I'm locked.
it's
I'm
an
locked. I'm locked.
anthology series. Like, bro, it's insane, dog.
That's definitely going into my watch later that I spend like a whole week obsessing about. So moral oral. The thing I will say about moral oral is that I think like the writing is beautiful, bro. The writing is beautiful. The way that they visualize these characters because it starts off the first season starts off as like okay these are caricatures of real personalities, but they're not actually like real people. They don't become real fully realized three-dimensional characters until like the third season when all
Right,
the context is added. But even in the first season, you can see like little hints of like there's more going on than what the show is telling you, and they're intentionally like holding on to that so that way when you get to the big moments in season 2 and season 3 it hits hard because it makes you think about those older moments and it recontextualizes it and it says like oh that's why this happened because everybody is really going through their own kind of trauma, even the moments that you think are like family guy cutaway type moments
right.
still matter. So yeah, man, I'm watching Moral Oral and it's changing my life. Bro. I'm in love with the show.
Okay.
The same fun fact, the guy that directed and edited Moral Oral also was involved with I think he wrote or helped with the Lego movie, the Lego
Uh,
Batman movie,
bro,
and like you can literally tell
I got scared
how
for a
how
second.
inspired it is from that show.
I got scared for a second. I thought you were about to be
Why?
like, "Yo, the dude who did Moral Oral is also the same nigga who did Yo, who did
Who did
Top
Tron
Gun
Legacy?
Maverick and Tron Legacy? I was about to be like, yo, who is this nigga? Bro, I was so scared for a second. I was like, there's no way this nigga also did Moral Oral, dog.
You know how insane of a filmography that would be? You got
Yo,
Tron Legacy,
if
Top Gun Maverick, F1, and
F1
Moral
and
Oral.
Moral Oral, yeah, I'd have been like, yo, stop the count, yo. This nigga's the GOAT. Yo, this nigga's the GOAT. Oh my god, bro.
Nah, word. But yeah, you guys, whoever's listening, you gotta listen to Moral Oral, nigga, or watch Moral Oral, nigga.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, nah, that's all I'm currently watching right now. Billy, do you have anything you want to leave the people with? Maybe like an inspiring quote or like some shit.
Nah, no, nah, bro. This is a good episode of first. This was a good first episode of Post Credit Clarity, man. Nah, I like what we're doing here. I like what we have planned in the future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Side note though, I do want to say, we had put in plates into like our Discord to have them be rated. Uh, Zay had burrito tacos, and I had gyros from the local spot. They were both rated 7 out of 10, by the way. So nobody won. I do want to.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
do.
nobody won, but it easily could have been me,
It easily
depending
could
on
have
who's
been you. It's
voting.
crazy. You know what's crazy? People
It
don't know this
easily could have been
lore.
me.
People don't know this lore. Zay historically has terrible food plates. They don't know this lore, but like
All right.
historically, Zay is terrible at finding food to eat. This nigga like this nigga,
Okay.
I've never seen worse plates in my life. Like it's almost a skill at this point that he like goes out of his way to eat like the most egregious looking food. So yes,
Okay.
his seven
So
out of 10 is really like 1,000 out of 10. So I'm gonna give it to him. Like I'll let you win this one.
So here's the thing I'll say about the foodies, and I've been waiting to get this shit off my chest. That first plate was ruined by the cheese fries in the picture. You niggas thought that the cheese fries looked bad. You didn't say that the chicken looked bad, which was the main point of the meal, nigga. The
Bro,
chicken was mad good.
bro, no, bro, no, bro. We're not gonna say the name of the establishment. But no, bro, like the whole plate looked bad, and that's one plate. You're talking about one plate. You consistently
No,
post
all,
plates.
all my
At
other
this
plates look
point,
good,
no, at
bro.
this point, bro, it has to be like a humiliation king because this nigga will literally go to the food spots and be like, yo, give me the worst looking food you have, post it and be like, ain't this good, yo? Ain't this ain't this
First off,
amazing?
every time it's satisfying, nigga. It's satisfying every single time. Fills me up. Okay. And isn't that the point of food to fill you up?
Yo, you
Why are we
good?
looking for style points? Why are we looking for aesthetic points on fucking food? This is what's wrong with the world today.
This is what's
Y'all too
wrong.
busy looking at the outside of shit and not worried about the inside of shit. That's what's
Yo,
wrong with y'all
this
niggas,
nigga
bro.
is
Oh God.
insane, bro. Yo, first episode, post credit clarity, y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back next week, yo. Tune in, yo.
Wait. I will say, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. I think we're posting this on YouTube. Are we
Yeah,
posting this?
yeah,
We're
yeah, yeah,
probably posting this on YouTube.
for sure,
You know what I'm saying? We're probably posting this on YouTube. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that, send it to a friend. Follow Billy on his personal page,
for sure,
Alien
Billy.
Home Phone. He does his own thing there.
For
I
sure, the
haven't
link
uploaded in a
below.
little bit, but I have my own personal page, High Tolerance, where I talk about mostly nerd shit like the MCU, like fucking Superman. If you want to, if you have more affinity for the nerd shit that like that, go over there, hit some videos up. You
For
know what I'm
sure,
saying?
man.
I'm about to
Also,
post. I'm about to.
I was gonna say also if you have better eats than Zay, please
All
show
right.
us. Please show us how good your eats are so we can
We're.
shame Zay.
You
Yeah.
know what? You know what? What we're gonna do? We're gonna do a post credit clarity mailbag. And we're gonna, make like an email and shit like that. And if you have better eats, if you think you have better eats, first of all, because I know you don't,
No, you definitely
but
do.
if you think you have better, if you think you have better eats than me, we're gonna set up a little email. You can send it to the post credit clarity email, link probably in the description, and we'll look at those eats next spot.
For sure, y'all. All right, salute y'all.
If anything is sent. All right, y'all. It's been Zay and Billy. Post credit. All right.